Botswana Craft, The Voice, Savannah Drive, Travel Lodge, The Gazette, MI5, and official broadcast partner, Duma FM. More talk, more music.
The second Botswana International Leadership in Security Conference will be on the 26th of November at Avani Gaborone Hotel at a fee of 3,808,000 pula. The conference is targeting security professionals, risk managers, research analysts, IT executives, intelligence agents, and more. The purpose of the conference is to discuss at a high level what technologies are evolving and disruptive forces impacting the landscape. For registration and more details, contact the Business Center on 3184-707 or 7190-5469. Supported by Nexim Solutions, Oracle Gold Partner. All right, it's at 10:40 and in studio right about now I'm with Peter. Peter, good morning to you and welcome to Gabz FM.
Good morning, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Today, okay, someone here is calling. Let's hear this.
Okay, let's hear now.
Hello, Gabz FM. Okay, all right, let's continue, my brother.
Hello.
Today we're talking about the commemoration of International Men's Day.
Yes.
What is this all about?
Well, firstly, I'm super excited that it's International Men's Day.
Yeah,
I can't. I'm a bit emotional.
Yeah, we don't usually get these days.
Yeah, I mean, well, International Men's Day, in short, is about just appreciating and acknowledging, the sacrifice and the contribution that men have made in society. From since I think let's say Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
So it's a day that was brought about by the need to actually say, okay, fine. What about the man? Because often the assumption is that men have been leading, men have been decision makers in society, and the assumption has always been, no, they are men and they are fine. But then, that is not the case.
But what do you think some of the importance of having such a day?
The important, I think for me, for me and the work that we do, Men's Day is about remembering that we're human.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's about remembering that we're human. It's about remembering that we also need support. It's about acknowledging that we also have emotional needs. It's about acknowledging that we can be weak, that we can be vulnerable, and it's about saying that, okay, fine, you know what, we're human, and we also need to find ways of actually solving some of the issues that we have as men.
Because it seems a lot. So looking at a Botswana man, typical Botswana man, what do you think are some of the challenges that we come across, or maybe they need to be addressed considering this day?
I think that, well, there's a lot of challenges that men go through, particularly in our society. If you look at social ills, if you look at crime, if you look at violence, if you look at there's a number of things that we are involved in, and these things not only make us the perpetrators but also make us victims, because we lose a lot. Like if you look at our justice system, look at the prisons, most of the people in prison today as we speak are mostly men. If you look at suicide cases, it's mostly men, which means that mental health is a cause for concern for men locally. If you look at issues of substance abuse, it is mostly men who have a problem of substance abuse. So what does that say? That says that, as men, there is something we are not happy about. And we need to sit down and say, okay, fine, but how then do we solve that, that equation?
And tell us about the commemorations. I like the place where they will be happening.
Old Naledi, yes, very exciting place. We were actually there last night. There was a night vigil where about 4 churches and the community of Old Naledi came together at the Kotla there. We were there, and there was various prayers for alcohol and substance abuse, prayers for the rain, as you know that we're going through a bit of a drought right now, prayers for the end to gender-based violence, prayers for a number of issues, mostly issues that have impact on our lives, But today what's happening, there's the official commemorations. Basically, Government Gender Affairs Department, the Ministry of Labour and Home Affairs, is out there with its partners including us, Men and Boys for Gender Equality, the Men Engaged Network, as well as, most importantly, Men's Sector, who are there out there today. And there's various events going on, discussions and speeches. So if you're near Old Naledi and you have a bit of time, please go to Old Naledi and check out what's happening.
Yeah, like I said, it's interesting. Where the choice of place, though, not Old Naledi?
Well, I think that Old Naledi is an area that has concerns, especially around men and boys. You see, the theme for this year is actually making a difference for men and boys.
Yeah, I was about to get into the theme. Tell us about the theme.
Yeah, making a difference for men and boys. Basically, it means that how do we support and improve? How we socialize men and boys to become more responsible, to become productive citizens, to become people who are mentally healthy, people who are able to make good decisions and not do the negative things that are mostly associated with men. Yeah.
Especially this time, we're gonna a lot of young men really from secondary school, they close Form 5, and
yeah,
there'll be so much time. So what can you say to people like that? There's so much time.
I mean, I think for young people, one thing that we realize, even speaking from my own experience, is often you think that there's nothing to do. But there may be less jobs, there may be you may think that you actually have time, but actually there's no time. I mean, there's a lot that you can do. One of the things you can do when you have time on your hands is learn more. Learn more. Take things that you're curious about. There's a lot that we have not explored, particularly in this country, and there's a lot that we can explore. And young people, I believe, that are the key to some of the questions that we have had for a very long time. I mean, for example, if we are going through a drought, if we're going through a time when water is an issue, why don't then, as young people, we come up and say, okay, fine, but how can we figure out a better way of saving water? There's so many things that you can do. But when you are young, learning is the number one thing you can possibly do. And the more time you invest in learning something, later on, it'll actually benefit you. And you'll be like, wow, I really use my time wisely. Someone
is listening right now and they would like to probably go attend the commemorations. And what are some of the speakers that you've involved?
Well, we have government representatives out there, but we also have community leaders there. I think there'll be a lot of address by community leaders within Old Naledi and people from outside. We tried to organize a few personalities to come that side, those that have time, that is your artists and football players. So you go out there, there's so much to do out there. We're giving out information. You can go out there, and basically if you have an issue that you're dealing with, you can go out there and there may be an organization there that may be able to assist you.
What time does it end?
It's going on throughout the day. And actually on Saturday it will be continuing because there will be performances there by music artists. That was the announcement that was made last night.
So it's a secret. But you know how you sense it.
The artist.
Yeah.
It's Saturday. It's Old Naledi. It's mostly Old Naledi. I think it's important that if an event is being held in an area, they support that local talent.
The community.
But most importantly, I think International Men's Day is about acknowledging men that have really supported you, men that have made sacrifices for you. So if you're out there and you know a man, somebody who's been a father figure, somebody who's been a role model to you, somebody who's been an older brother, it is important that you acknowledge them and say, thank you, you have done really good things for me, and I wish to appreciate you on this particular day. It's like they say, you never get the flowers while you can still smell them. So I think it's important that today, in this particular day, we acknowledge the men that have impacted our lives positively.
So how can people get a hold of it? On Facebook, maybe Twitter? You're very active. I've seen that.
Yes. We have a very robust social media campaign. For us, on Facebook is Men and Boys for Gender Equality. You can check out pictures on Instagram, what we've been up to, at MBGE Botswana. You can also tweet to us at MBGE Botswana. Also, we have a network page called Men Engage Botswana. You can check out the various organizations that do work with men and boys, what they've been up to, and possibly how they can assist you. But this evening, we have another event. We have theater this evening, Komolapa Crossing. We're doing something called Papakima. This will be performed by the super talented Tefopaya, one-man solo act. This is amazing. Like, I don't want to lie. This is amazing. And this is particularly with the special focus on our program, Men Care, whereby we address issues of absent fathers, whereby we address issues of the upbringing. So the play is about the boy child. Now, it is super amazing. Please come out there. Tickets are going at 150. If you'd like to buy a ticket, you can simply call 72-263-735. or you can just come there at 6:30 and you can be able to pay at the entrance and enter.
The number again?
72263
All right. Peter, thank you very much for passing by, my brother.
Thank you very much. Happy International Men's Day.
Happy International Men's Day to you too. It's